Welcome. This is a great Monday morning, June 9, 2025. What a weekend, kid. Great, but fun. All good. It's so nice being in Naples right now. We can get around and drive and stay and go to all the restaurants and just enjoy it. But yeah, it's going good. Pat, welcome to the studio. Did you make it in this morning?
I did. I was here bright and early.
You were here early.
Yeah. Did you have a good weekend?
Why are you so quiet today, man?
I'm not quiet.
You kind of get like that half-ass crack smile.
I'm not quiet.
There you go. Sit up. Sit up. Everybody tells me you don't sit up straight.
It was a good weekend.
There you go.
Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, I had a great weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Friday night, we went down to a place called Island Gypsy. If you've never been down to Island Gypsy,
Best carrot cake.
Freaking awesome.
Southwest Florida.
Yeah.
Did you have the carrot cake?
The Island Gypsy's good. I didn't get the carrot cake because I had enough to eat for my meal.
Did you? You filled up? We need to get Island Gypsy as a sponsor. They could pay us in carrot cake.
Just carrot cake. That's all we need.
Yeah.
If you can,
carrot
if
cake.
you can pay us in carrot cake, we are solid.
It's a win.
Gold. I'm going to move you over just a little bit. There we go. We got you. But yeah, carrot cake at Island Gypsy is good. Also, grouper sandwich.
Yeah, they got good
and they have
seafood.
a thing called Crazy Cubans that I partake in.
Yeah, it sounds like people I used to associate with.
And it's a drink that probably you can only have one of them.
Yeah,
because it'll
a little
probably
strong.
it'll
some
probably
hair on your chest.
Yeah, it will.
Did you get a little buzz this weekend?
No, I was pretty good. I was a very good boy.
Thanks for taking my call this weekend.
Yeah, it was good. I love you.
Got a weekend.
But a weekend without Patrick is actually pretty good. No, anytime, brother.
I know. We both busy, so that's good.
Gina's jumped on already
morning,
this morning.
Gina.
Good morning,
from the Shy.
Yeah,
I think she's in the Shy.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and then listen, we've got some great guests today. We got
a full
Joelle.
show.
We got Hugo. We got Jonas, and then we also have our great folks over from Forever Young.
Yeah,
getting it ready to roll up. They're gonna just tell us a little bit about what they're doing.
I think we're gonna be doing some stuff with Forever Young. So excited about that.
Yeah, that's real good. That's real good. While we got everybody here. Let's go ahead and open it up. We got Joelle Barbarulo. Joelle.
Good morning.
Welcome to the studio. Come on up to the mic.
Good morning.
Yeah, there you go.
Happy
Come on.
Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday. And you're from Divine Life Coaching. Divinity Life Coaching. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
What do you think about all this? This is kind of
great.
fun, right?
This is so amazing. Yeah.
You know, finding the studio is a little bit difficult, kind of, because it's got the windows, and we didn't want to cover them because, number one, it brings us good light, and number two is we can see what's going on outside.
Well, obviously, I was looking to see if I found you, and I was right out front.
Yeah, but you found us. That was good. That was good.
So thanks for having
welcome.
me.
A pleasure having you. Absolutely. Where's your photographer?
She seems to be late. I don't know. Maybe she
lost.
got lost. She's probably sitting on the
those
other
people
side.
from the Czech Republic.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk to her about that.
Give her a scolding in Czech.
It's easy to get lost.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a tough place to find.
We try to keep it a little bit coy.
Aaron's on. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Aaron.
Stole the show
great
on Friday.
Show on Friday.
Yeah, that was a great show.
Oh, look at there she is pulling up, I believe, right now.
Yeah, that's great. Good morning, Aaron. Yeah, it's always good. That's the same. That looks like the same vehicle that was there before, but anyway, it's all good.
Looks like a police car.
Yeah, I know. Undercover.
Hey, they could be following me. You never know.
Yeah, I know.
I think that might be Aaron, but we gotta make sure she doesn't park there. If that's Aaron, I mean, your photographer, not Aaron, our Aaron, but yeah. So, but because they'll kind of like,
they might yell at us. Yeah,
they might yell at us, but it's all right. We'll tell her when she comes in. She'll see it on the sign. Well, welcome everybody. This is a good opportunity to introduce Joelle and then tell us a little bit about what you do, Joelle.
Okay, so my background is in neuroscience. I'm a registered nurse and emergency medicine.
Okay.
But I've changed my course to holistic nursing, and I opened up Divinity Life Coaching. And what I do is I'm an intuitive energy healer, spiritual and personal development.
Mm-hmm.
So I work with a lot of people around, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I work with people with all sorts of trauma because everybody carries some signature trauma, whether it be from childhood, divorce, grief, a loss.
Sure.
So, and it manifests differently. Sometimes it manifests in our body. Sometimes it manifests in physical illness. And it also sometimes manifests in addiction.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to help people work through start with their childhood trauma.
Okay.
And kind of work through the process of that, which then ultimately you can have transformational healing. And everybody has a story, and everybody has some form of trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And we suppress that. And we either suppress it through drugs, alcohol, it could be anything, shopping, sexual addictions. There's all sorts of ways that we suppress our emotions.
Okay.
So my goal is, as I worked and mastered my own healing, is to help others understand that the help is there.
Okay.
Healing is there, and everybody's hurting. Everybody has a story. And if you do not work your traumas, it will end up in physical illness. And that part of nursing was my other part. A lot of people who hold trauma wind up with cancer. A lot of people who hold trauma wind up with, all different types of digestive issues. So
I have trauma from Tim. He picks
Tim,
on
are you
me.
causing him trauma?
Yeah, he
We're
said
gonna
that
have to
twice
talk
today,
about
so-
that.
I'm
But-
mentally
but-
and physically.
But to be honest with you, I come from a world like, hey, if and this is not a good thing. I'm not proud of it, but
You gotta have
suck it up, buttercup. And that's not always the best thing.
Are you Italian?
No, I'm not Italian. I think
Plays one on TV.
it's the law enforcement world, and it's probably not a good thing because oftentimes we do have that, the whole thing about that. I guess it's the toughness, but that's not a good thing. I'm not
No.
like I said, I'm not
No,
proud of
but
that.
we mess around. We have fun.
Yeah, we
right?
mess around and I
It's good. I think there was a study like friends that joke with each other and make fun of each other are inclined to be happier and live longer. So I think between me, you, Blake, and Larry, we got that covered. It seems
Yeah.
like I get a little more of the receiving. end,
yeah,
but that's okay.
but you're like,
think I'm sensitive.
but no, you are sensitive, which I do know that. I don't know, and then also I think that you're able to give some out, but when it comes back at you, you're not as good at taking it. That's my opinion. But we love you and everything. So,
Well,
yeah.
men in general, you've been suppressed emotionally from childhood.
Maybe
men
maybe I was a
not
bully. I
supposed
got
to-
beat up in high school. Sorry, no, I'm just kidding. I did.
Listen, if you need, we can have a session.
We can
about
talk.
that. But if you want to talk a little bit about,
Yeah,
you're talking about a little bit. If you
we
want
need
to
to
talk
get-
about addiction,
Absolutely. I'm an
yeah.
open book with it.
Joe
so,
Pavic
yeah,
show.
I'm in recovery, 16 months.
Yeah.
sober,
And
so-
how's that going?
Great. Like, honestly, feel the best I've ever have.
So through your recovery, are they working with you with your trauma, emotional childhood?
I don't see a therapist. No, I do meetings
Okay.
and some groups and stuff like that. But no, I do not see a therapist.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
And is that something you feel that would help? Just talking about?
Of course, I don't think
Yeah.
it would hurt.
Well, you know what? If you ever want to, I will give you a total free session
Okay, I would love that.
and just kind of give you some tools, because I really do believe that if you have the tools to work through those emotions, because if not, they will creep up later in life.
Of course, yeah. At some point, you're gonna,
You
face
know-
those. So, through AA, working with a sponsor and having a support system, you feel like you have those tools set up. If that arises, but
Yeah.
of course, you're gonna have some bad days you face.
Well,
yeah.
what happens too is it comes out too in other areas of our lives. When you have the addiction, we have the emotional suppression, and that's why we're suppressing. We're numbing a feeling. We're numbing something that happened, even subconsciously. A lot of this stuff is very subconscious. So a lot of people sometimes wind up with addiction, and believe it or not, a lot of people who have sensitive emotions, it's a way of numbing it.
Mm-hmm.
But later on, it comes out in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It comes out with relationships, whether you have, it could be a mother wound or a father wound, and we all carry them. So you could have the best parents in the world, but you're still going to have something that, could have upset you or stuck with you. It could be something like Tim bullying you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now you're causing trauma.
Relive some.
Well, yeah, it's brotherly love. I
It
guess
is
I don't know,
brotherly
but that's
love,
how we handle it. But it's probably not
No.
great. But yeah,
No, harassing each other is a good, fun way of
in a
doing
fun
it.
way, we
Yeah.
do it. I do push a button sometimes.
But just on top of that, just another thing to add is that later on, as I'm working with people, we do come in. I'm very spiritual, so I do teach on that. And we come in with a spiritual blueprint. So you may have come in with a spiritual blueprint of addiction and working through that addiction. And I teach people their karmic corrections. So I can go way back with you from understanding your birth chart, understanding your life path, and teach you the issues you came in with and then the corrections so that you understand your shadow side and then the correction for that. And it's done through a lot of inner child work and shadow work. So it's different than secular coaching.
Mhm.
It's very, very deep. And that's why I sit with people and I always give them like a free consultation, because if you're going to work with me and I don't accept everyone, you're going to go deep. You're going to go very, very deep. And it's the type of people who really want that transformational healing.
And if someone wanted that free consultation, how do they get a hold of you?
I have divinitylifecoaching.com. I have a website. I'm also on Instagram under Divinity Holistic RN. And, so you could DM me, message me, send me an email. And I give everybody a free consultation. And I'm offering right now, because I really want people to come forward, that if they book a session, I give them one free.
Oh, wow.
Because it truly is, it's my passion, it's my soul path to do this. And it came through mastering my own pain, my own emotion. 13 years ago, I went through a terrible divorce and I overdosed. I almost died.
What'd you overdose on, if you want me asking?
A big, huge bottle of wine and 56 Benadryl.
Okay.
But you know what? It was a rebirth. It wasn't a death. It was a rebirth.
Right.
And through that,
It's a great way to look at it.
it was a rebirth. And through that, I went through it. I went through a terrible divorce custody battle. I divorced a narcissistic man who then just, seen no mercy. And, I was arrested 9 times fighting for custody of my children.
Wow.
Not one charge. But God was good.
Yeah.
But you know what? He put me through it because I have a big mission here and he wanted to see, can you handle this?
Right.
And it changed my life. And then 4 years ago, I moved here to Naples.
What were the arrests? If you don't, were they like just basically violations?
Well, what it was is
restraining
my
orders
lawyer
and things
thought
like
it'd be great for us to have a restraining order, and I kept breaking it because my ex-husband was keeping my son from me and let him drop out of school, and I wasn't having that. And you understand the system. Well, my family comes, we're law enforcement, and the judge, who was a corrupt judge, and it does happen in the Supreme Court, I wound up having to go through the appellate division to get that judge removed. So I was in a lot.
Wow.
I went through a lot.
Yes.
But that was 13 years ago.
Uphill battles there, but you stuck with it.
Yeah. And you know what? I moved here and I started a new life after I raised 3 amazing children. And now I'm living my purpose and my path. So my story can help people from growing up in an alcoholic family to a teen pregnancy to then a suicide to then transforming my life, and now here to help people really understand the pain. Everything that happens to you is not happening to you, it's happening for you. And when you look at it that way, like your situation, you have a mission here.
Yeah.
I listened to your story briefly, and I think you had a near-death experience.
I died. No,
Yeah. But you probably, that's a rebirth.
Absolutely.
And now you're here to teach.
I feel like that's the greater calling, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll have to
Talk
talk
Yeah.
because, the people who really can influence are not the people that learn from textbook. You are an influencer when you lived and mastered this stuff. That is when you truly teach from your heart and soul, and that is when you're going to make a humongous impact. And for me, teaching people about their trauma and their soul path and knowing that what you're going through is for a greater purpose is truly my soul calling. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you think people are born with drug addiction?
I think that we come in here with a blueprint, and we come in here with karmic corrections.
Okay.
So you chose, believe it or not, probably before in a soul contract, to battle addiction. And I can show you how that came up. and I can do that for you.
That'd be very neat.
And then what the lessons were in this and why you had to struggle with this.
Mm-hmm.
But there's reasons behind it. Understand? And I know that's hard to understand, but people come in with these things. So I'll do that for you. I'd be more than happy to do that for you.
It'd be amazing, yeah. Because I'm kind of taught, like, I don't necessarily have a drug and alcohol problem. I have a, thinking problem, but drugs and alcohol was the numbing for the pain.
Do you have ADD?
No, I haven't been diagnosed with it, but I think everyone's got some form. I think everyone's got some form of ADD, but
well, I have ADD.
Yeah.
So you're neurodivergent. That's why, like, sometimes your brain thinks differently.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some suppression there of why you have the drug addiction, and it usually goes back to, always to your childhood,
Mm-hmm.
always. Because there's something way back there, and a lot of times it's so subconscious. I've talked with clients, and once we start working with that, they really start to make the connection. And then the other part of the nursing, I see where they are having physical illness or ailments, and I can tie the emotion to where it's affecting them in their body. And that's where then the trauma stores in your body. And that's where you need to move the energy. And that's where the energy healing piece comes in.
And then when we get some of these comments up, Erin says she definitely.
I put it up there real quick.
Yeah,
and this is
so dialed in. I didn't see the comments. Not
so
that one, but
right here back before.
Says she needs you in her, like, you're speaking her language. So make sure we give.
Yeah, please contact me. I would love, anything. It's. I mean, I love doing it. I'm lit up about it. It's my passion.
I can tell. Yeah, absolutely.
It really is.
I want to, if I can, for a quick sec. What's your photographer's, the young lady's name?
Introduce yourself.
Come here.
Yes,
come here.
She's like, I don't know.
I explained why.
Hold on.
Yes.
Speak a little Czech to her.
Well, what's your name?
My name is Misha.
Where are you from?
And I'm from Czech Republic.
Z jakiego miasta jesteś?
Oh. Close to Brno.
Okay, so you're on the other side. Okay.
Okay.
Czech Republic.
The other side?
Well, where I'm from Ústí nad Labem, which is
okay.
probably, 5 hours away from Brno?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're closer to Slovakia.
So, yes.
Yeah, I'm closer to Germany. Yeah.
And it's like 1 hour from Vienna, too, so.
How long have you been in America?
5 years.
5 years? Okay. What's your favorite Czech dish?
Czech dish? I don't
Svíčková?
know, so many. Maybe smažák.
Okay. Langosh too is good. Yeah,
Oh,
of course. Yeah.
And introduce your business.
Yeah,
She's an
absolutely.
amazing
Go
photographer.
Yes. So I started my business like 3 months ago when I moved here in March. So.
And the name of the business?
Excuse me?
Your name of your business?
Misha K Photography.
Okay, and how do they get a hold of you if they want your services?
Okay, so
come on, we're Czech. We got. Come on.
This Czech. They're taking over. They're taking over.
All right, so my Instagram is Misha K Naples.
Okay.
So if you guys want to follow me, hit me up. So we
spell
can
that
book
because
sessions.
a lot of people know how to spell.
MICHAK Naples.
Okay.
I got it. You can go on our Facebook Live right now, or just comment so we have it on there.
Yeah,
all right,
that would be good. Yeah.
And she did my branding shoot, and my branding shoot on the beach
Scoot
came
her
out
over
beautiful.
just a little bit too when she's done.
I have to say, Joelle is an amazing person.
I know, that's awesome. Yeah,
Thank
Joelle.
you.
It's
Me
so
and
good
her,
to
we
have her.
wound up. She come to do my branding shoot, and we wound up on the beach talking spirituality for like 2 hours. And I'm like, people meet not by accident.
No, there's
So,
definitely
yeah.
divinity and divine
That's
intervention,
why
right?
it's called. Yes,
I
it's
love it.
divine.
I love it.
It's
Yeah,
definitely divine.
It's crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
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 It's like all connected.
And now she's here doing some photos for me for Legacy Makers. So,
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you so
Come back
much.
and visit us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I put you on the spot, so I know you were. Didn't think you were coming on. But
She did great.
yeah, you did great.
Joelle, can you scoot over just a little bit
This
so our
way a
cameras, just a little bit towards Patrick. You can pull on that wire just a little bit if it's bothering you.
There we go.
There you go.
We
Yeah.
just wanted to
Yeah,
make
it's a little bit
it
better.
closer.
So when I can get
Yeah.
get you in, I can
Perfect.
There we go. So tell us what initial appointment looks like with you.
So I do everything virtual, so I can be anywhere because I travel a lot, so I can see my clients. So everything's by a Zoom meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is I give everybody literally a free consultation so that I can speak to them and let them kind of understand my process.
Okay.
Because I let them know I talk to them about very deep stuff, also like medications they're on, diagnoses they have, because we're working the whole thing, mind, body, spirit. Because as I'm working with them on their emotional traumas and addictions, I work with people who've been sexually trauma. I work with a lot of, and I specialize, believe it or not, with men, because men have a harder time opening up, and I do have a gift of being able to kind of open that door for them, because we all have that healer within us, right? I'm just kind of the person who's opening the door and turning on the light, and then giving you the tools to see and recognize where you're hurting. So I give the free consultation, and after that I work with people, and what I do is I do packages. And the reason why I do that is because I know you're serious then.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, good. Kind of like us with the podcast. You know?
I don't do like singles. I do a 90-minute.
We do some of them, but yeah, a little different than.
But if you do a package, you know that someone is going to be committed to this type of therapy, and you know, the kind of therapy I do, you're going to probably work with me for a good 6 months if you really want transformation. And, you know, I put in breath work in there, meditation.
It's big. There's
journaling. I call it brain dumping because a lot of people think, journaling, you have to write a thesis. You don't. You just start dumping stuff out of your head, and it helps to alleviate that overthinking, you know. So breath work's very important. To center, and meditation. Meditation is very helpful to be mindful and centered.
Right.
And it's not easy. Meditation's not an easy process, especially, you know, if you think a lot, or I have ADD. So when I first began meditation, it was like I had a 6-lane highway going in my head. I'm thinking, I want pizza, I want this, and I couldn't quiet my mind. But now the answers come in the quiet.
Yeah.
So it's just a practice like everything else, you know. So that's how you would work with me. Also at Land Lake Studio, we're going to be in Bonita.
Okay.
We're going to be having a free women's or men's empowerment.
Okay.
June 28th. It's going to be. I'm doing a totally free workshop because I'm going to start launching these workshops, and it's around body shame. A lot of people have body shame.
Body shame.
You know, a lot of people have body shame.
I can relate. I can relate.
But it don't come from the outside. It comes from the inside. So it's going to be an empowering thing.
Now, when they have body shame, is that on them, or they shame other people, or they're upset, or potentially feel that somebody's going to say something about their body? How does that work?
Well, some of it can be, even some women, you can look at some women and they're absolutely beautiful. They're stunning, but there's still something missing in here, right? So you can do all the outside work, and that's why I'm launching it and asking like med spas, yoga studios, Pilates to collaborate with me.
Got to get you hooked up with Tony.
Oh, yeah, I speak with Tony. Me and Tony, yep, we've spoken. Because the outside beauty is wonderful, but there's still some missing in here.
Mm-hmm.
So as you work through that, and some of it's bullying from childhood trauma.
Well, your business partner.
Tim, you're causing trauma.
I know. I'd like to get it going.
But so, you know, we're going to do a free workshop. So if anybody's interested in that, I'm going to do it. I'm going to collaborate.
Okay. And we'll put your information out there. And one more time, how people can get a hold of you.
DivinityLifeCoaching.com. I have a website that shows all my services. And you can also look at my Instagram, Divinity Holistic RN, and hit me up because, you know, like I said, everybody can get a free consultation.
Awesome. And I will definitely come see you.
Yeah, come see me because I'll hook you with
Joelle, thank you so much
for having me.
Yeah, we'll have you back.
We love it.
I'll come see you, and then we'll have you back after.
Yeah, you guys ever want to do like a monthly wellness thing? We could talk 1 month about mother wound, 1 month about father addictions. Break it up if you want.
We got the platform for it.
You
Look,
do, yeah.
Getting out to a lot of
I would
people,
love
so
it.
we really enjoy
I would love it.
And having you in our community and people like you, so much,
Blessing.
and we really appreciate
And
it.
Misha K Photographer, she put the link below in the comments.
Thank
All right,
you.
good.
Yeah,
Let's put
come
let's
on up.
put that up there
Come
real
here
quick.
one more time, real quick.
Yeah, there we go.
And we'll put your link up.
There we
There's
go.
my girl.
There we
Misha
go.
K
There we go.
Photography.
There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Czech
Thank you.
Republic.
Yeah.
In the house.
In the house,
So
yeah.
if anybody's looking for a great photographer, this is my girl.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
We're gonna
Thank
need
you.
some pictures, so Pat and I, so
Thank
that'll be
you.
good. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Hugo, we'll have you on shortly. I want to get Gary on.
you both.
Thank you. Our pleasure. I'll be in touch.
Thank you so much, Gary.
Yeah.
While Gary makes the way, that's really interesting stuff. Just so informative. It makes it good when you got all that.
Yeah, got a lot going on in the studio.
We
Some
do.
big
We
guests
do
today.
Gary, welcome to the studio,
Thank
my
you.
friend.
Good
It's
morning, sir.
Good seeing you there.
Got to
you
know
too.
this gentleman a little bit better last week.
Forever young.
Forever Young Naples.
Forever Young.
Yeah, well, real quick, talk about Forever Young.
Yeah, Forever Young is a med spa and vitality center. We do both aesthetic skincare and injectables, and then we also do wellness side. We do IV therapy. We do hormone replacement therapy, which I've learned is key to feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
We do
And hormone replacement, that's male and female.
it's male
correct?
and female. Yeah, exactly. And what a lot of people don't know is that females need testosterone.
Yeah,
as
we talked
well.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little more complicated, I think, with the female HRT stuff than with male, but there's more. I think there's a little more going on. But so we have an excellent medical director that handles all that.
And you have a
But,
beautiful facility. They have a great facility over in Mercado, too.
Oh, nice.
Tim.
Very nice.
Nice
Mercado's
location.
nice.
Yeah.
Forever young. I'd like to be able to say that about myself. But it's funny, as I turn 35, I feel good.
You feel good? Yeah. You look
No.
pretty good for
You look
35.
good for 35.
Yeah.
I'm pushing.
We don't know what
I'm
Tim's
looking for
taking.
35.
Shout out to Elevate. I don't know what they're
Elevate
pumping in
the
you.
house.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pushing 60, and I feel like internally I feel like I'm still in my 20s way. I still feel good until I do a little small exercise,
Hot
and the next
yoga.
day I really feel hot yoga or whatever it is. But I think men in general, and obviously females in general, and I asked the question, aren't we supposed to get to a certain age where our maker, creator, God has told us to slow down? But they were like, listen, no, but there's also ways that we didn't know about in the past that can keep you fit, up to speed. Because I remember when I was a kid, I looked at my friends' dads, and they were 50, and they pretty much were. A lot of them were sitting on a couch doing the same thing every day.
Crap, right?
Yeah, they look like crap. And I'm sitting to myself, I'm like, I'm not like that.
And then you got Patrick Dearborn, who's in his 50s. It looks amazing. I have to find a way. to
Yeah,
work
so
in.
it's changed, right? It's evolved.
Yeah, it's definitely changed. And you mentioned, the fact of being sore after working out. That when I went on, and I was skeptical at the beginning. I mean, about hormone replacement. And I was like a lot of people. I thought it was, kind of linked it with steroids or something like that, right?
Right.
And it's really not. It's a way for your body to regenerate itself. Your body, it basically helps your body do its job. And the thing that I noticed the most, and it was probably about 6 or 8 weeks after I started and I do injections, is I felt like looser, like my joints felt better. And when I did work out, it didn't hurt as bad, and I didn't hurt as bad the next. You still do. I mean, if you're working out,
Sure.
You're still going to have some soreness.
Yeah,
but not to the level where, it affects your gait and affects your, bending over. And that's the biggest thing I noticed is all of a sudden I could bend over and tie my shoes when I used to have to go down on one knee to do that or pick something off the ground. Right.
Yeah.
And, and I'm 62. So, I mean, it's been that way for a while. And the other thing that I didn't realize is the change in my body composition, because we do an in-body body composition test when people come in as part of their first visit with us.
Okay.
And that measures your percent body fat. It measures your skeletal muscle mass. It measures it by your different limbs and that kind of thing. Measures your water, make up your water in your body, just so many different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And being, you know, between a diet, exercise, and hormone replacement, I've been able to take, you know, my body fat down by 10%, or take it down from 30 to 20. So, and then also my skeletal muscle mass, I put on about 10 pounds of muscle. So it's changing my body composition.
Sure.
And at 62, my body composition is probably better than it was when I was 20.
Yeah.
And
mine, I can't say that. I know things drop, right? So it's like
they did. I was
used to have like
I was there, man.
like
I was there.
Now it's like boom.
I was 100% there. 100% there. And I spent 40 years there.
Yeah.
So I know it well.
Yeah.
But it's changing. It's, you know, and still I've got work to do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not where I want to be
Right.
yet. But it's amazing.
How old were you when you started trying to make these changes?
About a year ago.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I did
So
it
in your
body.
60s.
Yeah.
When you
60,
so-
I would have been 61.
wow.
Yeah.
And you look good for your age.
Yeah, it's made
Forever
a huge,
young.
I mean,
I mean,
7
you're
years
young
old.
forever
I mean,
young. You gotta
when
look
you own
good,
forever
right?
young, I
Yeah,
mean, you gotta be.
You gotta look the part. You can't come in looking like, you know.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and it does really become a lifestyle. For me, it started out as a business venture, right? It was,
Sure,
you know,
sure.
we had a business for many years.
Yeah.
We sold it, looking for something more to do, tried to be part of the community and get involved in the Naples community. But, you know, it started out as a business venture way more than it did a lifestyle, and it's become a lifestyle. So that's really cool for me.
Love it. And what percentage of your clients are male to female? Because I was kind of surprised to hear when you told me that.
Yeah, I would say probably 70% of our clients are female.
Yeah.
But
So 30% male. So that's because people think, you know, wellness spa, med spa, they think all women are 95%, but 30% male.
Right. Yeah, they do. And I mean, for men to feel better and look better is a big deal too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's just, you feel healthier. You feel more vibrant. You feel like doing more things, right?
Yeah.
It's not as hard for me to convince myself to go to the gym today as it was 2 years ago or a year ago, right? And I go
Probably
more
look
often.
forward to going to the gym.
Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, about that, but you have just more energy to get in there.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I do, and sometimes,
Right.
you know, sometimes if you're going to be consistent, you got to go when you don't feel like going, right? When it's like, oh my God, I really don't want to do this.
Sure.
But it helps you get past that, you know, helps you have the energy to do it. And the thing that I'm really excited about is, and I'm getting ready to do this, is to combine this with NAD plus therapy. And don't ask me to pronounce it. It's
we kind of went over that NAD.
A couple of those terminology names and all that stuff is a little bit tough, right?
Yeah, but
NADs.
So we'll just
NAD
leave it.
or NADs?
That's apparently it's
Or
NAD. I don't know. Yeah, NAD, yeah.
We call it NAD.
Yeah, I know.
NAD+.
It's an inside joke. Yeah.
But basically, so what hormone therapy does is it gets your cells in a group, right? It gets them where they're supposed to be and gets them in the right places, right? And NAD then gives them the energy to act.
Okay.
So NAD is like infusing energy into your cells so that they can regenerate. And we lose the NAD as we age. We have it in our bodies and lots of it when we're young, and we lose it as we age. So if we replenish it back to the point of now the body can help work on itself, right? So.
And you guys offer facials too?
We do offer, facials. And, you know, the thing about the facials is we've got a couple, we have some awesome people. Our aesthetic injector, Ashley Alberts, is top notch. She's been doing it for 10, 12 years, and that's what she's specialized in, her, you know, that part of her
What can you do
career.
for this face? What can you do for this
Oh,
face?
you'd be amazed.
Give them a European
I look
facelift.
I look like Rocky after a fight.
Give them a European facelift.
We can make you look like Patrick.
Well, we went into the place the other day. The lady's like, you can do
Patrick,
this to make you look like
You can
Patrick.
make him look like Patrick Dearborn.
You, not Patrick Dearborn. I want to look more like you.
No. Patrick Dearborn.
And then we've got, you know, and then our estheticians, Brittany Montiero and Mariah Padilla, are both amazing. But what I've learned is both from Ashley and mainly Brittany, is that people tend to have insecurities around their face and how they look, right?
Of course.
And they help get rid of some of those insecurities. They help people feel better about themselves, which really translates to their mental health. And so it really helps people, you know, when they feel better about themselves, they act better. And it goes back to your last
look good,
guess,
you feel
right?
good.
All that works together,
of course,
to help people, to help the whole person. Right?
Yeah.
And that's what we're really trying to work on, is the whole person.
I love it. And Forever Young in Mercado, I think we talk about maybe going there next month and doing a live there. You're going to be, I don't know if we...
Yeah, that'd be great. As soon as you want to do it.
We can pretty much get in there as long as we got a Wi-Fi. We're good.
We're gonna do a IV live on air. Me and you.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. I need something to get this thing younger.
Yeah.
This thing going.
When you say this thing, what are you talking about? Oh, okay.
Well, you know,
I don't know.
We're not talking anatomy here. You know, how's that work?
Know.
You know,
they probably offer that too, but I don't know.
Yeah, we do.
Got you covered. One-stop shop.
Hey,
we got a doc.
This is a bro session. This is a bro session. Hey, we're the bro session here. We got it. I got a lot of people texting me, and I think they might be chicken to jump on. So
they're asking questions.
Yeah, they're just throwing stuff out. But yeah, it's good. It's all good. We get a lot of people watch, which is great. A lot of people like the next day oftentimes say, hey, what about this? But listen, guys, please like, subscribe, share. Any questions you got, let us know. Well, we get these wonderful people from the community.
Yeah, we're all about community.
We're just so happy to have everybody come in and talk and give their story. And
we'll have you on as regular. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah,
Forever Young.
Yeah,
in the house.
We flashed the 4 side, so it's Forever Young.
Forever Young.
Like
Jay-Z says, Forever Young. Rod Stewart, too. Great song. And in Mercado, where are you located in Mercado?
We're right across from Cavo, Blue Martini, 239, right back in that corner behind.
Great spot, great location, great facility, too.
Yeah,
beautiful facility.
Yeah, awesome over there.
Yeah, it really, I mean, people love coming there. People love coming to work there. Our staff is wonderful. Very happy to see.
How many people you have working? Staff?
There's 8 of us.
8,
total.
Okay.
Yeah.
All smiling faces, too, when you walk in. Yeah.
That's what makes it good.
That's part of that. That's
a big part
I see that as the biggest part of my job, right? Is to take really good care of them so that they take really good care of customers, clients. And that's
I can tell you if somebody, because, you know, being a customer, but if you walk in and you don't feel like people understand what you're going through, because everybody's on the edge going in to maybe get a shot or get an injectable or whatever the case may be, putting something in their body. If that, you know, is not comfort, I guess carry over. Comfort's not given when people do that. No one's going to want to deal with that.
If they got an angry face, absolutely.
Well, that's also why we offer free consultations, and we do. So people can come in. They don't have to come in set on, I want this, I want that, I want the other, right? They can come in and meet with our wellness specialists. They can meet with our skincare folks. They can meet with our injector, anyone, and they'll be happy to do a free consultation and talk to them about what it is that they can do for them.
Do they have to call to set that up?
They do have to call.
Okay.
Yeah, they do have to call to set that up.
Phone number?
Phone number is 239-674-1809.
Okay, for a free consultation. Forever Young in Mercado. Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah,
no, that's going to be great.
Yeah, looking forward
Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, guys.
It's awesome. Yay. Man, isn't it good to have all these people in our community?
Awesome,
getting fired up. And let's go ahead and run a couple commercials, and we have we'll have Hugo coming on here just a little bit, right?
Hugo Boss.
Yay,
Naples
in the house.
Hugo.
Yeah, there we go.
Good morning, sunshine.
Let's roll it.
You missed the check, photographer, Sharka.
Let's give a big shout out to our show sponsors, Becker Custom Builders. Blake Becker and his team are always about luxury design, top-notch quality, and giving you the best experience imaginable. Becker Custom Builders are experts in building your dream kitchen, bathroom, or even making your outdoor kitchen area a reality. They will take your plain house and make it into a cozy, welcoming home. So if you're looking to upgrade your space, Becker Custom Builders is the only place to look. They've got you covered. Blake and his team have whipped up the studio in no time, and it's looking great. Remember, contact Becker Custom Builders.
Brought to you by Vanguard Partners, a consulting agency built for service-based business owners. If you've been giving away control of your success to marketing agencies, coaches, or even your accountant, it's time to take it back. Vanguard Partners was founded by Bryce, a business owner who owns 3 service-based companies himself. He'll teach you how to generate your own leads, create offers customers actually want, and manage your cash, percentages, and key performance indicators so you're not stuck guessing what's next. Visit Now Trade Money Biz Profit to book a free call and get your business back on track.
Elevate the elegance of your home with Clean and Seal Curb Appeal. Our premium brick paver sealing enhances color, adds lasting protection, and delivers a polished, upscale finish. Clean and Seal, bringing timeless curb appeal to your home.
Folks, let's talk about Acres Plumbing. Acres Plumbing started in 1974 and is one of Naples' original local plumbing companies. They take great pride in being part of the town's growth through many plumbing projects completed. Acres Plumbing is family-owned and operated, licensed and insured. They offer new construction, remodel, and traditional service plumbing. Their plumbing services cover everything from installation and repairs to maintenance, ensuring your plumbing runs smoothly. Where quality doesn't cost, it pays. Remember, Acres Plumbing
is fueled by sweat, smiles, and Torch Hot Yoga, Naples' infrared heated yoga studio located on Bayshore, just off 41. Whether you're seasoned at yoga or can't touch your toes yet, Torch has a spot for you. With 5 classes a day during the week and 2 on weekends, there's always time to get hot, stretchy, and maybe a little sweaty. But it's not just about the workout. Torch is all about community, connection, and that feel-good glow that sticks with you long after you roll up your mat. Plus, we've got awesome workshops coming up, so keep your eyes and chakras open. Come for the heat, stay for the vibe. Try Torch Hot Yoga today.
My Self Wellness, a multi-award-winning clinic dedicated to helping people heal and thrive. My Self Wellness offers a wide range of innovative services, including ketamine therapy, IV nutritional therapy, NAD, psychiatry, and a wide array of additional services. If you or someone you love is struggling with depression, anxiety, PTSD, addiction, or chronic pain, ketamine therapy at My Self Wellness can offer new hope, often providing relief when other treatments haven't worked. Their caring team is passionate about guiding clients towards lasting wellness and a brighter future. To learn more or start your journey, visit myselfwellness.com and discover how My Self Wellness is changing lives every day. Yeah, a big thank you to our sponsors, and we wanted to also let you know about this Friday coming up at 5. I think it starts at 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Pickleball tournament, basically to fund and help. Everyone has a story.
Underage.
ES.
Underprivileged.
Yeah, locally. So we're going to be there live. So
that's the rumor, right?
The rumor's going to be we're going to be there live. But no.
Shoot, actually,
just
now that we'll be there live.
Yeah. What? No. What? We not?
Yeah.
Fill me in a little bit,
No,
Patrick.
I guess we are. I guess we're hooked in.
We're hooked in, and it should be good. And we're back. And very big deal. And we're going to have a good time up there. And listen, we have a big guest today. We got a big guest on. Hugo, welcome to the studio, my friend.
Well, thank you.
Make sure you're talking to Mike.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, we've been messaging each other, feels like for years now on social media, trying to connect. And here we are. The cover. One of the cover.
I know. That's pretty amazing.
The men's issue.
Get the cover going on.
Yeah, Naples City Lifestyle.
Let me see if I can bring that up. Get the cover going on. Let's see here.
Thanks for having me. We have been going back and forth.
Yeah.
And then I started working.
You were traveling a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we couldn't connect.
That's right. And interesting enough, I live around the block from here.
Okay.
So, finally we made it. We're here.
We're here.
And it seems like a healthcare fair today, right?
Yeah, no, it's a health show, Divinity Holistic healthcare field. We got Jonas coming from Vegan Kitchen, who specializes in vegan food. So it's a healthy show today, Timmy G.
Yeah, it's a great show. There's gonna be a little pause here, but we'll get you in on the magazine. Look
Naples
at these
City
guys.
Lifestyle.
Yeah, this is a big deal. And then obviously we got
some
Hugo looking sharp.
Naples Hugo.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And then real quick, Tim, leave that there. Look who else is in here, as he is every month. But Special shout out to
the
one and only
Blake Becker, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Superior
good
experience.
The boy Greg did some hell of Photoshop to make Blake look that good in Maple City lifestyle.
As you know, we have a lot of fun on here, and this is a good time today. We got quite a bit of time to talk, so open up. We have Chef coming in just a little bit, but
and if you want to put up Hugo's slide,
let's get Hugo's slide up and make sure we get a.
Goes by Naples Hugo, right?
There's a story behind that.
Okay.
And a long time ago, so I'm in healthcare, and I always dabbled in real estate.
Make sure you just come a little bit closer to the mic.
Just something I always did for fun. I enjoyed it.
Because I associate you with, I know you did real estate too, and
which is funny. Most people know me for real estate.
I was gonna say it, but you wanted me when I asked, your official title to put up CEO founder of your company.
Exactly. So I've been in healthcare for my entire life, basically, and especially in radiation oncology. Mm-hmm. But I always did real estate on the side. It's a getaway from me. Right?
Sure. And not a lot of people do real estate in Naples, so that's a good field to get into.
Yeah, exactly. I came down here from New Jersey. And I was
not many people do real estate.
Only like 9,000,
Yeah, I was like, wait a second, does everybody do real estate?
Seems like it, yeah.
But, it's not my livelihood. It's now really.
Do it on the side, basically, kind of,
exactly. I devote myself to healthcare, and I always have. And
it's your passion.
It is, I love helping people, especially when they're down, and I just that drive that makes me who I am, I guess, right?
And tell us a little bit about your background. So, where are you from?
So I was born in Portugal, Europe, right in the border of Spain. So I had the best of both worlds.
Wow.
And, my mom decided to move to the U.S. because we had a long history of family here.
Okay. You moved to New Jersey?
We moved to New Jersey.
Where in New Jersey?
There's a lot of Portuguese people there,
so
we fit right in.
Good Portuguese restaurants in New Jersey, too.
Bergen County.
Okay, great. Yeah. Where in Bergen County?
So the last place I lived at was in Montvale,
okay,
which is close to Ridgewood.
It's close to Caldwell, too, right?
Yeah, the whole all those towns are in the vicinity. And I loved certain aspects of it, and certain things I hated. Like the weather, I couldn't.
That's why most people move, because of the weather. I'm just going to tag my buddy from Caldwell.
Absolutely. So so naturally I started working in New York City in these nightclubs, and then one day I came to Miami to throw a party.
Okay.
And I was young, and I was like, I'm moving down.
You're young now.
So you were throwing parties?
I was managing nightclubs at a very young age.
Okay.
And I loved it, and then I had to go to school the next day, so that was painful. But
you were managing nightclubs in Miami or New Jersey?
We did New York City
events.
We did events all over.
Do they have like parties in Miami? Is it like big party place?
I don't know. Like
once in a while.
Club Space or something. I don't know. I heard
there's a couple clubs over there just open all the time.
Yeah, 24 hours. Yeah.
But I got to tell you, I'm so out of that scene.
Sure.
That I go back and I'm like, oh my God, what's going on?
Right.
But
what was your favorite nightclub in Miami though?
Truthfully,
they had some good ones. I heard. I've never been.
There's so many, and they rotate.
They do. One's hot for like a year or two, then it's just a revolving door.
I worked in New York City for about 10 years.
Yeah,
and I could tell you some of my favorites.
Yeah,
but I will tell you they were hot for like 2-3 years, right?
Yeah,
and then they changed the name and the location.
That's how. Yeah,
it's just
Tim used to go to Studio 54 a lot.
I was a big fan of that place.
Yeah, interesting enough, before I left the nightclub scene, we had a meeting at Studio 54 because they wanted to bring it back. And,
really?
And it was the highlight.
At the original location?
At the original location.
No kidding.
And it was the highlight of my, let's say, club career.
And they brought it back or no?
We decided not to do it because it was never going to be the same.
Never going to be the same.
And I said, I don't want to do a disservice. Or let that memory be there.
Did that get shut down? Or what happened? Because there's probably a lot of activities going.
Yeah, I think it went through its cycle, and then obviously there was some.
I heard at the end of the night they used to have to get hoses to spray down all the stuff on the floor.
It was pretty wild. But back then anything went.
Sure.
And then Giuliani came around and
cleaned it up.
Cleaned
up the city.
Which was great because I got to tell you, I remember walking through Times Square and be like, oh my God, am I going to make it across the street?
Shout out to one of my best friends, Peter Travisano's watching the guy.
Did he jump on?
Caldwell. He never watches us. Yeah. So this gentleman's from Or in New Jersey?
Bergen County.
Yeah,
so,
Bergen.
Montvale, Ridgewood, worked in Paramus.
Yeah.
So right in that.
Good pizza,
vicinity.
good Italian
Awesome.
food. What
Awesome.
particular spots stand out to you? Some great bakeries too.
There's a
Pete,
lot
what's
of,
that bakery that I really like with the cannolis there in Caldwell? He'll comment, but any particular pizza place or?
Truthfully, when I moved to New Jersey, we moved to Lodi, New Jersey, and they have the famous Lodi pizza, which has been there for about 65 years.
Okay.
Great pizza up there in
the
that
best.
neck of the woods.
I think so in Jersey, yeah.
Jersey, New York.
Jersey, yeah. And bakeries.
They're close to each other.
Cannolis. Well, like Caldwell is like 30, 40 minutes outside the city, right?
Yeah.
When that's fairly close, right,
Yeah.
nowadays. Yeah, so it's all good up there.
Very close.
I'm getting ready to go up there to New York.
Are you?
Brooklyn.
BK?
Probably hit Long Island, and then we're going to head up to Maine, up to Maine. But yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about the healthcare
a little bit about what you got
aspect of
going.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I moved to Naples to manage all the radiation oncology centers when I moved to Naples. And I had to be down here. I couldn't stand the weather. Loved Naples for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time I was married, and my wife was an attorney.
Okay.
And COVID hit, and she's doing work behind a desk. She's doing literally, court stuff. And I'm like, wait a second. There's the time to get out, right?
Yeah.
So we made it down to Naples. I was managing these radiation oncology centers for Genesis Care, and I was doing my thing, and it was great. But I knew I wanted more.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point when I was in grad school, I was like, they were implementing a new technology.
Okay.
And I said, I think we could use this technology, particularly in skin cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how this company came about, SkinRad X, which is skin radiation. So if you have, basal cell or squamous cell, basically we have this new technology that we implement in the doctor's office as opposed to going to a cancer center.
Okay.
And it's fairly convenient and sits in a little room, and the patient comes in, and within 2-3 minutes you're out.
I imagine it's a big thing, especially in Florida, a lot of skin cancer.
It is. There's also a lot of states that have a high skin cancer rate, and they're like in Montana, and they're higher elevation skin states, and there's a couple reasons for that. We don't know if it's the altitude, if people don't use sunscreen. They're still investigating, doing that thing. But interesting enough, there are some states out there that have high elevations of skin cancer, but obviously, southern states have a very high rate of skin cancer. But I will tell you that, I try to live a healthy lifestyle, and people avoid the sun. We need the sun. We need the vitamin D. We need that vitamin D.
Natural vitamin D.
And people will scare you into running away from it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you that you need your daily dose of vitamin D. Along with, it does a lot of things for you.
And there's particular sunscreen, as I'm finding out, it's not really good for the skin too, right?
Exactly.
What's the sunscreen that you would kind of recommend that's a healthy alternative?
Truthfully, I'm not a dermatologist, so I don't want to go on record and recommend an actual sunscreen. But what I will say is, go for the one that has less chemicals in it, right? So if you have to choose between A and B, and one has 36 different chemicals in it, go with a more natural one. Back in the day, and I did some research on this, people used to use all sorts of natural products, and they always did pretty well. So all of a sudden, we started implementing all these new skin creams that have all these different additives in it that's supposed to be better for you, and all of a sudden, our cancer rates are going through the roof.
Right.
So there's some things there that are not adding up, but I will say use your sunscreen. Just choose a good one.
Choose a good one.
Yeah.
And talk about a little bit how you got involved with Naples City Lifestyle and Greg Dodge, because love Greg Dodge, love Naples City Lifestyle, great events.
Absolutely.
The event at dusk was phenomenal.
Greg is a great guy.
Great guy.
The city of Naples is just outstanding when it comes to bringing everybody together.
Great networking environment, community.
Absolutely. So I still have that in me, that whole promoting,
You got the look.
Putting
you got the
things
swag.
Together. I appreciate it.
Got the name.
Yeah, you got the name. You got
love
the
Naples,
look,
Hugo,
the swag. No,
always dress sharp.
I appreciate that. So, blending in and getting into the groove with all these guys is just, I guess, part of being around for a while, and, and you know, going out to great events, and everybody's so welcoming and like, hey, come on in, and you know, be part of the club and the team, and you know, it's not like there are some clubs that it's hard to get into. Naples has been extremely welcoming. You know, they have open doors, and I love it. I wouldn't.
How long have you been in Naples? You may have said it.
5 years now.
Okay.
Right around
yeah,
COVID,
you're
right?
getting that 5-year push. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
But I've been coming here for 25.
Yeah. So
On
that's good.
vacation,
Yeah.
so
You have family, and you've been coming down here on your own, or
mostly ex-wife's family.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
But you know, like I said, you come down here and you just feel welcome from day one, and you're like, all right, I know where my new home base is going to be.
Sure, it's good spot to pick. And Naples City lifestyle, it's an unbelievable group, and like you said, it's great people that network, and even the people in the same field, because there's like a lot of realtors or whatever,
Right,
but it's
absolutely.
still
They're welcoming. You know, if you're new in town and you want to know what to do, you know, hop on their website. They got so many events, and within no time, you're gonna feel like you're a local. Right?
Yeah, you'll meet a lot of great people. Yeah, absolutely. Familiar with Patrick Dearborn?
Absolutely.
Yeah, any Patrick Dearborn stories? Love Pat. Let me tag Pat on here.
Great guy.
Great guy. We love Patrick Dearborn.
I can't say enough about him. You know, he texted me the other day about the cover. Congratulations, that sort of thing. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's got that spirit. Heavily influenced in politics, and
yeah, he's the mayor of Freedomtown. I don't know if you know that. He's the unofficial
exactly.
mayor of Freedomtown, USA, which is right here in the good old Naples, Florida.
Absolutely, and I follow him every day. I find out what's going on and what is he up to, because it's always something.
Yeah, his stories are great too. He always finds a way to make it. He could be working out, and it'll be an interesting story. He knows how to promote and hype. He did a lot for Tim's campaign too. He was
Patrick's an amazing guy.
When Tim was campaigning for supervisor elections, Pat always kept the energy and momentum going.
Very loyal and great.
Extremely
and,
loyal.
You know, he believes in what he believes in, and he's not afraid to say. And the big thing about that too in politics is sometimes you waver, but Patrick, when he's in,
he's all in.
It
doesn't matter if he says he's supporting you, he's going to support you 100%. Yeah.
Totally agree with that, and it's a guy like that coming to Naples that you just feel so all right, like I found a cool place to be at. But in addition to that, there's all these wonderful
great people
that just support everything you do, and it's not a competition. It's more of a brotherhood. It's more of a hey, you're in town, you're part of us.
Yeah, no, absolutely,
love that.
Do you find it to get a little cliquey?
It could be.
Yeah, if you're in the clique, it's not cliquey, but if you're outside the clique.
I always been this guy that had a multitude of different cliques, right?
Right.
And I have the wild partying going out clique, and I have the educated PhD doctor clique. So I always got along with everybody. But it is interesting when you put them together, right?
Right.
Because then it's like you're not sure how they're going to react, But it always works out, and I'm happy.
Yeah, I would say I'm like that too, because I really don't get into one particular clique. Like I was like that all through high school. I mean, you know who you had in high school, right? You had your jocks, right? And then you had the brainiacs, and you had the Burns, and then you had the this and that. You kind of talk with everybody. And I think throughout my career in both, military and law enforcement, and doing kind of what I'm doing now, it's been the same way. And I really enjoy people that have had a struggle. I've enjoyed people that are doing very well. And one thing I will say is the better somebody does that's around me, the better I feel for them. I have absolutely no animosity of like, how did this guy get this, or how did this girl get that? I'm just kind of like, hey, enjoy it. And I'm the type of guy too. And I tell my friends, my best friends, I say, hey, listen, I said, the best boat to have is your friend's boat, because I'm going to go on it, right? So I'm not shameful, I'll be just like, hey, you going out on the boat this weekend? I mean, I've had a lot of that. I've had the nice cars, the boats, and things like that. Maybe I'll get something else again. But, your friends, I think, if you're really good with them, they can see through it and they can appreciate it. And I'm at the point, and I was telling Patrick, and maybe it's a little bit because I'm getting a little bit older, I want friends, but I'm not out trying to, find friends. If I don't care for you anymore, I'll probably just like, hey, nice guy, but move on.
I think that as we grow, we tend to go left, right, straight, whatever it is, right? And there are times where we need to go in a certain direction. You don't know why, but life pulls you in a different way.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that, you're no longer friends with so-and-so because you don't hang out anymore. It just means
people grow apart, and there's some friends I don't have to talk to for 6 months or a year, and they're still, but then there's some, texted someone the other day, I haven't heard from you for 3 months. You don't have time for me and you're busy. It's not like that. And it works both ways. You can reach out too. So a friend is a friend. So,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, I can tell you the friends that I've had throughout my life, I can literally be with them for 35 seconds and it's like we never left. Right. So, and I have a lot of those friends here in Naples. I haven't seen them for 2 or 3 years, but if I went to lunch with them or if I ran out, we'd be talking the same stuff again, and that's truly a friend and somebody who understands that, hey, you're kind of doing your thing.
Right.
You're doing your thing, come back together. It's nothing. It's just we go off in different directions, and we all have different lives. Exactly. And, as an adult, if people get pissed off, I mean, I've seen it where, okay, if I post something on Facebook, who's going to look at it? I really don't worry about that because, I'm when I'm with you 100%. When I'm not with you that day, I'm not. So, share your comments on here. As far as, your friendship. But Naples can be cliquey. If you're in the clique, it's good. If you're not in the clique, not so fun.
Absolutely. And I will tell you that because I do have different
groups,
where people do reach out and they're like, I'm not going to this party because I find it to this or I find it to that. And I'm going to miss out on that one because it seems like the same thing all the time. And I would just tell those people, venture out a little bit, like expand your horizons and try different things.
And I think a lot is, like you said, is where you're at in life in general. Like I used to be able to run hard until 2:30 in the morning without get up the next day, be like, I'm good to go. Now it's like, I appreciate my time just, kind of hanging out at the house. So it's just a lot has to do with, and how your week goes and all that stuff.
Absolutely. And it's a lot to do with taking care of yourself and your mental awareness. Like I said, back in the day, I actually didn't sleep for 3 days straight. I used to go to school.
Yeah.
I used to do sleep research, and I used to do the nightclubs, and it was incredible. And people are like, well, you don't sleep. And I'm like, well, I don't need it. But most people do need it, right? At the time, I didn't.
I used to stay up for 3-4 days, but for other reasons.
Yeah,
that was a different life.
Well, I have a lot of friends like that too.
Yeah.
But then you get older, and you're like, hold on a second, I it's 1 a.m. I need to go to bed.
Yeah. And I don't sleep at home. But if I'm at home, it's a form of relaxation type feel for me. So, I mean, I can go to bed at 12 at night, get up at 4:30, which is not good, but I can do it.
Well, truthfully, I've done some sleep research, and it's like, it's not that it's not good, it's what's good for you, right?
Yeah,
so
and everyone's body's different.
So right, exactly. So what they say is you should have, between 6 hours and 8 hours of sleep. And if you don't, that means that tomorrow or the next day, you owe your body an hour.
And right. Is there such a thing as catching up on sleep? Because I've heard different.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Yes. The problem is certain people need more sleep than others. Right? Like a teenager, they could sleep 12 hours and get up and be like, I need more sleep, right?
Yeah.
That's because there's a lot going on in their bodies. And, so then you hit that middle age where you're like, I can party and rock on all night, and then you slow down towards the end. And then as you get older, you don't need much sleep again. So it's like, who knows? Everyone's
different. Yeah.
Da Vinci painted the Sistine Chapel on 1 hour of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, right?
So it's like, we're different, yesterday I'm Portuguese, right? And Portugal won the Nation League soccer thing, right? And they say Ronaldo only sleeps a couple hours.
Really?
And then he takes a nap, and then he goes back, and then he does that cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And for some people that works.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be happy doing that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'll miss out on too much.
How big is Ronaldo in Portugal? Is he like
he could probably run for president tomorrow and 99%
clean house.
That's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Until you go there, you don't realize like you get, it's like American football. No one even knows what it is over there, right? So you get to the airport and everything is Ronaldo. Everything. You go into every store. You go into shoes, clothing.
You been to Portugal?
I have very short time, and my wife gets so mad because we land. I think we did a layover. I go, well, check it off. I've been to Portugal. She goes, no, you haven't. That's not even. I said, yeah. So
Portugal's beautiful. I heard the food's amazing.
I got to spend some time there, though.
You know, I'm actually a little upset, and here's the reason why. Which they're good reasons, but here's the reason why. So, Portugal has been like for the last decade the #1 place to retire in around the world.
Really?
And that's for many good factors, right?
The
weather, the food, so it's like I don't like that too much because then all of a sudden you get this influx of tourism and this and that, right? And then you sit there and you're like, you know, like can I get a break from this? But at the same time, I'm very proud to be part of a culture that's very welcoming.
Oh yeah,
and you know, you go there and you feel safe.
And Portugal has something. I don't know if any other countries. I know many other countries don't have. They legalize drugs, right? Drug is pretty much legalized in Portugal, and from what I understand, they don't have a drug problem or epidemic. Or
it's an interesting study.
Yeah,
right.
Seems to be working from what I've understand.
For the most part, yes. You know, they made these centers where you can actually, you know, if you're addicted to drugs, you go into these centers and you're taken care of. You know, you're not out there on the street, so it lower the crime.
Yeah.
Infection rates and all that. So from one aspect, love it. Again, I don't know too much about it, but supposedly it is working, and you know, hopefully it'll continue to help people, and especially through their need, because you know, like we all have ups and downs, right? You know, I was never a man that needed a fix, right? But again, working in New York City, I can tell you tens of, I don't know how many.
It's.
You know, I'll tell you a story real quick. I had
people do drugs in New York City.
They have one.
No,
So it never sleeps.
But I'll tell you a couple of things, and not to get too deep into it, because you know, I'm here to promote my radiation oncology business. You know, but I will tell you some crazy stories. And you know, we walked into a club called Limelight. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It was like the craziest thing after Studio 54.
Okay.
And within 2 steps of walking into this place, there was some guy snorting coke. And I was 16 years old, and I looked at my friend, which is still my best friend to this day. And he's the kind of guy that you could just call up and you haven't talked to in 6 months.
Yeah.
Right.
So I turned it around and I said, you know, Eddie, we got to make a decision. Like, we either stay away from this stuff or we're going to fall right into this. And who knows where that's going to lead us. So for those 10 years that we managed these nightclubs and we hung out with anybody and everybody that was, you know, who's who of, and we never really touched anything. We
good,
because
you one way
you
not
truly can't. You think you can, but you truly can't operate if you're under, you know, the drugs. You
can't.
It's like, and you know, your buddies.
It's got no happy ending. Like, you know,
So to add to that, I had a friend, and then one day we were on 6th Avenue in front of this nightclub. And he's galloping on 6th Avenue, thinking he's a horse because he's so high on drugs. And I'm like, all right, well, you know, some people just
made the right choice. Yeah.
Some people just can't handle it.
No.
We got him some help and stuff. And he ended up passing away. But you know, like, you know, it's people go through a lot through their lives. And
well, and as a friend, you do what you can, right?
Absolutely. But you can only do so much because at the end of the day, it's on that person.
You know, Patrick, you're a sponsor.
Yeah.
You know, so people, as a sponsor,
and a tough sponsor, because that's the way I was kind of taught is I'm there for you. I'll call me, whatever you need, but I'm not going to beg you or try to force you to stop.
But you can't.
It's on you. If you haven't had enough, you know, they almost say, like, go out and keep doing it till you have enough, because till you do, you're really not going to be at a point where
100%.
You know, you know, I'm a perfect example. I couldn't stop for my daughter. I couldn't stop for my career. I couldn't stop for my job. It was only to the point where I just finally had enough, and I was like, I don't want to be remembered like this, and decided to finally, you know, stop. You know, but unfortunately, burned a lot of things down that process. But I guess that's what I had to do to reach that.
You know, your real friends will always be there.
Yes, and they have.
Your real friends, you know, they take the most, you know, they hurt the most.
Yeah.
But they'll be there. In the end, they'll like, he got his stuff straight and
be there for you. But I had a couple of friends, they said, Pat, you'll always be my brother, and I love you, but I'm not going to watch you destroy your life with drugs. So you get together,
Right. Don't call me.
Yeah, pretty much Larry. Yeah.
Yeah. But I want to add to that because we had Joelle here, and she's talking about healing and helping you get through certain things. That's sort of addiction goes for many things, right? It's not just drugs. It goes to relationships. It goes to
gambling, sex,
absolutely,
and pornography, all kinds of addictions. Yeah,
absolutely. And I was in this situation where
you don't have to bring all of them up, Pat.
That's just some of my addictions. Yeah,
you guys are getting serious here. Yeah. I can't handle the seriousness too long.
We'll save that for Friday.
No, go ahead.
But
one addiction at a time, Tim.
But you reach out to somebody like Joelle, where she's going to help you get through some of these things. Right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting with her. Yeah,
and don't be afraid to express yourself and tell people what you're going through, because there is help.
And that's why I've kind of reached a comfort zone in talking about it, because I figured if I talk about it, maybe someone could relate or help people. And that's ultimately through that, especially going on Joe Pavich's podcast. So many people have reached out to me and, said they could relate or asked for help through that. I'm going to be speaking at Laley on Saturday to the football team about, dangers of drug use. So until you feel comfortable speaking about it, you can help, even if it's just one person that you reach.
Exactly. And like I was around that for many years.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, was probably different for me is, I was hanging out with these famous people that have unlimited financial means,
resources,
where they can, go in and out of rehab, and they don't have to worry about bills, and that's, reality stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it look like, wow, look at these guys, they can party forever, and they have all these means of doing anything they want, but the reality is very different.
And sometimes that's worse if you have all those means.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because you're just going to put more of the poison in your body. But real quick, Hugo, before you run, promote anything you want to promote. Obviously, your skin radiation company. If someone wanted to reach out to you.
Absolutely. So going back to Skin Rad X, it was an idea I came up with in grad school, and now we have this new technology that we can implement in a dermatology office.
Mm-hmm.
To treat skin cancer, and it's very effective. It's 99.3% to 99.7% cure rate.
Wow.
If you have skin cancer, you're more likely than not to have a secondary and a third.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment, the way we do things in this is basically mole surgery, where they cut, and we could see here, my friend came in, she went in for a little mole.
Jeez.
And then they ended up cutting her back open. And our healthcare system, has got our issues too. The way these insurance companies pay for things and they cover this, they don't cover that. They kind of tell you what to do. So this new technology basically provides people with an alternative to mole surgery. For example, she's a young lady. She's in her late 40s. And now she has a 7-inch gash on her back. How is she going to take care of that? She has 2 little kids. So mole surgery sometimes could be a bit of a nuisance. So with this new technology of basically treating the skin cancer, you come in for 5 minutes, you're out. There's no contraindications to getting the treatments, and you're in and out. And then it depends on what type and how deep and that sort of thing, but within 10 to 20 treatments, you're good. You don't have to have any sort of surgery for basal and squamous cell. Obviously melanoma becomes something totally different, but for these 2 types of skin cells, that will take care of the problem. It's a small machine. It's almost like, we point and shoot. There's a lot more behind the scenes, I swear to you, but it's like, truthfully, right now, I'm looking for to expand this company into Naples.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm talking to a few dermatologists. I want to bring this technology to Naples, into the Southwest area, because I do predict this sort of technology will be available throughout within the next 10 years. Yeah, it's a new field. It's a new concept. You know, they used to either have in the mole surgery or send them to these big radiation oncology centers, and we just want to get away from that. You know, you're going in with a little mole on your neck, and all of a sudden you got to go in and get it treated in a radiation oncology center where there's a lot of sick people there, and it just, you know, puts you in an uncomfortable position. You know, so now having this technology in the doctor's office, it's such a...
Is Skin Rad, is it like, do you have anything open now, or are you still working on getting it?
No.
Here?
So we have a center in New Jersey.
Okay, that's right.
And I'm flying back and forth to New Jersey, New York.
Okay.
And obviously Florida. And, you know, I have big goals. And, you know, like I said, from the beginning, I always do things to help people out. And it kind of works for me because I always been in the business realm and healthcare. So having my own company in healthcare makes sense.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, and dermatology here in the state of Florida is obviously big business because we, you know, have people that definitely abuse their selves in the sun. So yeah, definitely something to be in there.
And I'll give the phone number out. They want to reach you, 239-237-9654, or go on www.skinradx.com.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Awesome.
Great finally connecting with you.
Do you have any rapid fire for Hugo? Usually you do that. We got a couple seconds left.
Ocean Prime or Trulux?
You're good at the rapid fire.
Today I'm going to go with Ocean Prime, but I got to tell you, you know, like...
Trulux is good.
Yeah, I fluctuate all over.
Yeah. Fifth Ave or Mercado?
It depends on the night, you know, like... Yesterday
he's taking a politician stance here, man.
It's not that serious, Hugo.
Hugo, running for Congress or state rep?
Might, dressed like that. Yeah.
Well, you know, like yesterday we went to Mercado for ice cream with the kids. So, you know,
I got you.
And today we might go out for dinner on Fifth Ave. So,
that's it.
You know, you do it all, right? Do it all, and this way you get the best of both worlds.
All right. Good next. What's
Joe Pavich or Patrick Dearborn?
Oh, Patrick.
Love both, though. We love both.
Definitely.
Let's see.
Definitely.
Costco or Sam's?
I'm a Costco guy.
Yeah. Dunkin' or Starbucks?
You know, I think Starbucks coffee is a little better.
Yeah.
Price is better at Dunkin'.
Yeah. I think Dunkin' is a little light.
Dunkin's getting up there too, though, in prices. I know.
A little bit, yeah.
So is everything.
A little drive-through, but I still know that you can get a donut, old-fashioned donut, and a coffee for the price of a coffee over at Starbucks.
Alessandra's watching. Good morning, Alessandra.
Yes, you skipped that because that was up a long time ago.
Yeah, well, I'm talking to my friend Hugo here about
skincare
and addiction.
Right. But I will tell you, I used to be a Dunkin' guy until I went in one day to get my usual hazelnut, and they're like, "How many pumps would you like for that?"
Oh yeah. And how many pumps do you get?
And I said, "Well, what are you talking about pumps? You know, I get my hazelnut coffee every morning before I go treat my patients." And they're like, "Oh no, we changed it. Now we put the syrup."
Yeah.
And I was like, "All right, I'm done."
Yeah, with the syrup. I do 3 pumps of mocha, 2 pumps of pistachio, and a pump of almond.
I think each pump's 70 calories, so you got a few calories. We went in there the other day to try to get
Patrick Dearborn. So you missed it, Pat. We were singing your praises.
To try to get iced tea.
Pat shouting you out.
To try to get an iced tea the other day.
What, Starbucks? At Starbucks? Oh, that was a shit show, yeah.
Pat
Dearborn. Yeah, you missed. We had a whole segment about you, Pat. Thanks for joining us. Way to wake up.
Good morning.
Next question.
Little Hugo.
Best looking guy in the room is Hugo. Yes.
Good dude. I love it when Patrick gives us rapid fire. He gives us rapid comments. I love it. Yeah, I'm trying to put him up as fast as I can. We love it. Rapid fire. Best looking guy in the room. That's what Hugo.
So, and real quick before I let Hugo run. So this is the men's issue, right? For Naples City Lifestyle. Hugo was on the cover as far as our friend Belko from sales and the butcher and some other awesome gentlemen.
Absolutely.
I want to know if Naples City Lifestyle did another men's issue. Forget, whether it's whatever. Let's say we got to put 7 guys on there because me and Pat talked about this. Which 7 guys should go? 7 gentlemen on Naples.
Of course, I want to be on it.
Yeah. Well, we talk about me, you, Larry, Patrick Dearborn, Blake Becker.
How many we got there?
Kevin, that's 6.
We got to throw Hugo in now. He's in the room. We got to throw Hugo in.
They'll change their mind.
I think Rocky's been on it a bunch of times. Yeah, so he's always good.
But just one spot with Greg Dodge. We got to make that happen, Pat.
Yep.
Absolutely. Like I said, I Naples is a great community, and everybody comes together. And sometimes, you get a little bit of, this and that.
Yeah, well, it's anywhere.
But that's anywhere, right? But all in all, I love it here.
You ever dress down? I always see you dressed in.
I do. I dress down every now and then. Not for the live show, but I dress down for the other stuff usually.
Well, that's.
Let me give you a little background. So back in the day, my father's a musician in Europe.
Okay.
And he always had his stuff tailor-made, so he used to take me, and he always said, hey, look, you know what? It doesn't matter who you are, what you do, just be comfortable and be yourself and dress nice, not to impress, but so you feel comfortable. So I would never put something on.
And if you look good.
Right, and then you feel good and
right?
that sort of thing,
it
right?
Goes hand in hand.
Like I feel horrible that I've been traveling for 6 months because I haven't been able to get to the gym like I used to get to the gym. So I'm driving myself nuts. I'm like, every day I'm like, oh, I didn't make it to the gym. And it's just for, mind, body, nothing to do with anything else, just for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's important. We have all these health people here telling us basically the same thing. Take care of yourself, and then even I myself preach that, and then here I am not going to the gym.
Yeah, you
right?
look like you're in pretty good shape, though.
I
don't see you eating at McDonald's or I don't see Hugo being a McDonald's or Wendy's guy.
No, well, you got to understand. I've been treating cancer patients since I've been very young, and
you take care of yourself.
That's that's a big part of it, right?
Right, exactly. You sit there and you start saying, all right, well, we all live in the same area.
Yeah.
What makes this person get cancer and that one not get cancer besides genetics? And then it has to be environmental, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you start saying, all right, well, I'm going to cut some things out. I'm not going to use the weed killer that's going to stick around and, think about it. You spraying a weed killer that kills everything. What do you think that's going to do to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like your kids are going to play in it. It's going to go into the water system. So you got to change your mentality.
If you had one thing, and I don't know, maybe it's just me. Like if you had one thing that you think that is definitely a cancer-causing agent, what do you think it would be? A chemical, whatever. It could be the sun. Obviously we know skin cancer.
Right. I'll go back to the sun. You need sun.
Yeah.
You need the sun. You need vitamin D. You
got to respect it, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
I used to burn the shit out of myself when I was a kid.
Too.
I'm like, I'm an idiot. But now it's kind of like I go to the doctor. I got a bunch of freckles for it, but I get checked. So I think that's the thing. You got to watch yourself.
Yeah, go for a walk on the beach for an hour, right? Like put some sunscreen. You need that vitamin D. Go do it. But for example, something that's extremely poisonous to us, like the weed killers, that's like right up there. But unfortunately, the food that we have in the stores nowadays, you can walk down the aisle and have no nutritional value, and it has all these chemicals that you can't even pronounce.
Stuff you can't sell in Europe. That's
exactly right.
You can't. It's not prohibited to sell in the grocery stores.
Right.
In Europe.
Thank God we have this new guy that's pulling all these chemicals and coloring off the shelves because why are things so different from here to there? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the bread that we eat, it's not even considered bread anymore.
Well, look at the ingredients. If you even buy from the bakery at Publix, it's like 70 different ingredients just for a loaf of bread. It's like, how can you put that many things in a loaf of bread?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Right. And it preservative. I remember if you put bread on the counter or in the shelf in your pantry for 2 days, it was molded. Now it's like, I'm like
2 weeks.
And my wife is like
2 months.
I'm like, I'm like, honey, we can throw away shit, but this has been here a long time. Oh, we got hot dog buns. I go, they've been there like 3 weeks. Yes. There's no mold on them. I'm like, something's not right. Those things are.
Right. I'll tell you a story. I came home one day and I had a bunch of open packages and I left them on my counter. I totally forgot about them. Went back to New Jersey to treat the patients. Came back and I have a bunch of ants.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this sucks. But then I'm like, you know what? Let me look at this closely. And there was like 5 or 6 different items, mostly kids' junk that they bought, wafers and I
didn't touch something.
I think there was 3 of them that these ants didn't go near it.
They didn't want it. That's freaking
right. And I'm thinking one of them that stood out was the chocolate wafer, right? So I'm like, the package is open. There's not one ant eating this. But then there was some other stuff where the ants they were having.
That's a good point.
That's crazy.
That's a quick scientific experiment.
So you don't need to be smart to figure this out, right? Like, and the bread that I bought 3 months ago is still there.
Yeah.
Fresh looking. Looking.
Might probably a little hard, but yeah, still no mold. Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, something ain't right.
Yeah. Joelle writes emotional suppression. I think as you're talking about causing cancer. They do say though that lack of sleep is
everything.
Yeah, Alzheimer's too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you sleep,
I'm going to be in rough shape.
yeah, when you sleep, your body's basically, taking care of some things in the background.
Yeah.
That you need, and that's why I say everybody needs different quality of sleep and different time.
Can you take power naps?
Can I do it?
Yeah.
I don't need it.
You can do whatever.
But yeah,
I mean, are they effective? I guess is the best.
But I've heard
question.
like a lot of entrepreneurs that's their big thing. They'll only sleep 3 hours a night, but they'll take power naps, 10, 20-minute power naps, and that's how they recharge during the day.
So the best power nap is between 10 minutes to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then after 20 minutes, then you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
Speaking of power naps, good morning, Julia. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for getting up early.
Oh,
she says hi, by the way.
She's on. Good morning. Good morning.
And I am Portuguese, so, the siesta, it's in the genes.
Well, I think in Portugal, too, correct me if I'm wrong, as a lot of other European countries, they have like 3-hour lunch breaks. They'll go have lunch, drink 2 glasses of wine, and go take a 2-hour nap, and then go back to work.
Oh, yeah, they shut down.
They shut down, yeah.
Where? Portuguese?
Well, Europe. And
Europe? Oh,
yeah,
Italy. I'm like
3-hour lunch breaks. They go crush a couple glasses of wine and go home and take a siesta.
I go over there and visit with Gianluca and these guys. The big thing is like the guys go and hang out, and I'm like, what the hell do you guys do all day for jobs? They drink, they eat these little peanuts, and they freaking, and then it's during the middle of the day. I'm like, what do you guys do?
Quality of life is a little better.
They sit around watching a little football. I'm like, geez. I'm like,
here we're running around.
Freaking
go to Costco for a hot dog, then rush back to the studio.
I mean, it's like a total. And then these guys enjoy the other. I love Patrick, but to sit down for 4 hours for him like every day, probably not going to happen. I mean, I love you and everything, but
to do what now?
Sit down and just bullshit. Like sit at a table and just talk.
No.
Like, I mean, it's very big in Europe. They sit around and they talk and chat. And,
I can't even sit down for 4 hours. Are you
well,
kidding
they
me?
have discussions, right? So it's like here something happens and we protest and we say we don't like it, and then by tomorrow we forget all about it.
True.
And it's unfortunate. Over there they actually discuss it. It's a cool thing where they might discuss it all week. Maybe a little too much, but they don't forget, and it's kind of it's best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe they sit around a little too long.
Yeah, but it's I like it. I do wonder sometimes. I'm like, I don't know about you, but when I talk to somebody, they tell me what they do. I kind of try to figure out, okay, how are they making it? Did they? Right. In Naples, you run into a lot of that because obviously there's a lot of us here in real estate. I've been a broker. I've had 50 agents underneath me, and I'm retired, but I'm still doing stuff for the fun of it mostly. But when I meet people and I start talking to them, the first thing it kicks in, I'm like, all right, how is this person making it? How are they driving that car? I think it's just a curiosity, right?
Yeah, I think it's a that.
And I don't care.
Right.
I mean, I'm glad for them if they're driving. But I will tell you, there's a lot of people that are struggling, and I get it, but they don't want anybody to know. There's a big social media. Look as far as what's happening.
And that's one of those things. Like, for example, the Naples has that certain people don't like, right?
Right.
It's I need to be seen. I need to be out there every day, and it becomes a little too much, right? But it's like, how are you making it?
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. I tend to stand in my lane, and I'm very positive and motivating, and I applaud everybody, and I'm a cheerleader for the ones not doing well and the ones doing well.
Right.
As long as I stay in my lane, I'm good.
Yeah, we have a couple people that
Julia.
Julia and Chickaby says naps are underrated. Julia says sleep for about 20 minutes is the best. I agree with that for sure.
Yeah, only if that was true with you though, Julia.
I learned to sleep 10 hours at night.
That's a good.
I'm going to keep my comments myself on this. We love Julia, but I'm just curious, but 20 minutes, if I can do 20 minutes, to me, like that puts me in a different. I'm good.
Yeah,
I wake up. I'm
you
like,
really
whoa,
re-energized.
It just definitely gets
but
your
if
brain
you sleep
going.
like 50 minutes out, then you're like sluggish.
You like get up, you're like, oh shit. Have you ever woke up in the middle of the night, in the daytime, and thought it was in the morning? Like, holy shit, I'm late. I'm late for work. I mean, it's like you wake up, you're like, what time is it? What time is
absolutely. I've been there.
Oh, it's funny. We got a lot of comments. Self-worth over net worth. Absolutely.
But we'll let Hugo run. Jonas is killing me. He keeps texting me like I freak it. He should be here any minute, but we'll let Hugo run. Awesome. Great finally connecting with you, my friend. Years in the making.
Yeah, we've just been, but now here we are.
Yeah,
and hopefully I'll have a new center down here where I could spend more time down here as well. Naturally I'm up there a little more. That's New Jersey for the ones.
Anytime you want to come on, promote anything, give us an update. You got to open.
Yeah, your pleasure to have on anytime.
Yeah, class act, sharply dressed.
Appreciate it.
Always.
Appreciate it. And
always heard nothing but good things about you.
I appreciate it. I think if you live in the right path, and if you stay humbled and you really focus on doing the right things, not like right now, we're sitting in front of the cameras, but outside of the cameras too, you'll be all right.
Absolutely.
And just stay humbled. Believe in the higher source of being, whatever that is to you.
Right.
And you'll be good. You'll be good.
Amen.
Amen to that.
Thank you so much for coming on. Great guy. I never met you before. I've seen you around, but it's so good to have you on.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll come back soon.
Yeah, always, anytime.
Anytime, yeah.
Thank you, Hugo. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Just another little reminder, we got this event coming up, and also Cornell wants us to let us know that there's no additional charges for the food trucks. There should not be anybody that you need to give the money to, except for everyone has a story incorporated, which is Cornell. So definitely important to remember that. But it's going to be a great event. We got a lot going on. We're going to be there Friday. It starts at 5:30, ends at 8:30. More than like.
Sorry,
little picture.
Yeah,
quick little picture.
Yeah.
Quick little picture. It's always good. But yeah, so we're going to see you there at the event. That'll be a fun time. Another thing I want to mention, if you are interested in doing a little one-off from your business and you want to come into the studio, we will go ahead and get that done for you. Just come on in. We'll ask you some questions. We'll do reels. Usually one of our one-offs, you can probably get about 20, 30, sometimes more reels out of it.
Absolutely.
We'll ask you the right questions. Some people don't want to commit, and I noticed that the podcasts are still booming, but a lot of people are not wanting to commit to the time. So just come in for a one-off. We've got a great studio set up. We have any type of formation you'd like to have it, and
we'll
be glad to have you in. And come on the show. And we're always looking for more sponsors. We got a bunch of great ones, as you can see below. The show sponsors it's been very good for everybody.
For them too, and then even the show sponsors working together.
It's been amazing.
Formed, that we have. So very cool. I'm hoping to add a couple other ones here this week, and got a couple live events that we're going to be going out to. Sugar Shack, obviously the pickleball thing, possibly Laley, possibly Forever Young. So we got a lot.
Yeah, we got a lot coming up. Lois says the 20-minute cycle doesn't let you get into the rim. I don't know, Lois. When I do like 20 and I can get back up, as long as it's not too long, seems like it helps me. But I think everybody's probably a little bit different on that too. T-Rex may start standing on the corner as it's too expensive to live here. I know it is.
What?
T-Rex.
I know. What? Okay. You want to do a call?
Why wouldn't you know what that means? I just want to know. I'm just curious.
What that means.
You wouldn't want to know?
Want to do a couple quick slides before Jonas gets in, Tim?
Yeah, we can. Sure.
Today's National Strawberry Rhubarb Pie Day.
It is Strawberry Rhubarb Pie Day.
Can you get strawberry rhubarb pie in Naples? It's hard to get rhubarb. We used to have good strawberry rhubarb pie. What was the place? The pub down on it wasn't like Fifth Ave, but it was there forever. It was there for like 30 years. It was like tucked away in the back. But they had actually, if you want to put that slide up too.
Gotcha, Pat. I'm on it, buddy.
You're the man.
Yeah, just
Jimmy G working the ones and twos.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a little bit of this, production done at the same time here. So, yeah.
I want to wish a special happy birthday to Oksana.
Oksana. I gotta fix up the slide a little bit.
Was at her birthday party yesterday at the Perry Hotel, Perry Rooftop. Shout out to them.
Awesome. Oksana.
Yeah, great spot. And pictured there is Patrick Gyra, Patrick Dearborn, and of course Oksana. Any chance I get to get Patrick Dearborn in a picture?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. There we go.
And then we could slide over. I think the next one is the national.
Yeah, it is. I just want to. Let me try to get a couple of these slides tightened up a little bit, and I just want to make them look a little bit presentable. So,
and then want to hear from you. Where's your favorite pie in Naples, guys? Julie asked if you ever had an iguana running under your car as well.
Well, I'll tell you what. Lois had a big iguana out in front of her house this weekend. She called me.
Bigger than the one at the studio?
I've never seen an iguana this big.
Oh, really?
This thing was a mini dinosaur. Yeah.
That's what they look like.
Yeah.
When I was living in Delray Beach, the pond in the back there where I was there'd be like hundreds of iguanas, and some of them were the size of freaking gators, and they look like dinosaurs. Freaky looking things. I think Jonas finally decided to join us too.
Yeah. It's good he can make it.
Yeah.
One thing I will say, if you're a guest on here, you better be on time. But we're just going to keep rolling.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah. He's coming in hot. Today's national. He can jump on.
Yeah, you can come right in.
He's all fit. Anybody that comes bearing gifts. Anybody who comes bearing gifts.
He brought chocolate, so you're forgiven.
Headsets on, up close to the mic. We get like the 10-second, I'm sure he can figure it out. He's got it going on.
Yeah, I can hear you guys now.
Yeah.
What's up? Trying to throw a monkey
Jonas,
wrench in my schedule this morning.
Man.
He's like, all right, 8:30. I'm like, well, I got somebody. Oh, he goes, bump.
Yeah.
The 9 to 9.
Jonas, we were just saying as you walk in, hey, if you come in late, you never know what you're going to get yourself into.
Well, I'm telling you.
But I don't know if you're late. You're probably not late.
Well, I'm early-ish, depending on which clock you're working from.
But I'm starving, so
I am too.
Hey, this is a peanut butter ball?
Yeah, basically. There are my beautiful niece makes those, but we started
Haley's
carrying
protein bites.
Yeah. Yeah. It's real simple. Peanut butter, oats.
We got to get a little bit of a shot of this.
Jonas Vegan Kitchen.
That's right.
Yeah, we got I think do we have a slide for Jonas? I think we
do have a slide for Jonas. Even though he's late, we'll still put it out.
Yeah, there he is.
We got a little echo there, but let's go over there. Looking sharp in there. Look at this sharpness.
The chocolate. Julia asked, and be doing event at Julia's house on Thursday. We'll talk about.
Yeah,
but she asked is this chocolate infused? I don't know what that means.
It's dark chocolate. I guess she melts it and infuses it. I don't know her process.
I don't know what that. Julia, can you please clarify?
Which you inject it with.
Is this chocolate infused? I don't know what that.
We look at all these products. So we got this is real quick. We get the pasta fagioli. Can you bring that one over, Patrick?
Yeah.
And we have the
tofu.
Wow, mushroom tofu bowl.
Well, kiwana.
Quinoa.
I can't say it.
And miso.
And miso dressing.
That makes it good. Yeah. And then you had some chocolate balls.
Yeah,
I love chocolate balls.
Yeah, Patrick's a chocolate ball connoisseur.
Exactly.
It's
infused.
I love chocolate balls in my mouth.
Yes. Do you like? I have the sweaty balls.
Wow.
Sweaty balls.
They come out during Christmas.
I knew it was going to go this. As soon as you walked in, Jonas, we were having
a much funner show.
We were having an intellectual discussion about skin cancer, addiction, and all that. I knew as soon as you came in, it was going to go off the rails.
Yes,
which is
the jokes are coming, man. Yeah. Oh, did you want me to keep it serious?
No.
I
want to know if this is chocolate infused.
Anybody want to keep this serious? Please comment below, and then we'll block you.
Yeah. You're on the wrong.
Yeah, you're in the wrong place.
I had baby oil in a cold plunge with two gentlemen.
Well, I was about to say, I missed that episode last week. The Diddy dunk tank. Is that what that was?
I mean, that was baby oil. And, Diddy dunk tank. I like that.
Real quick, Joelle, I'm not to get off the digress here. I'm giving away two free gift certificates at the pickleball event. The gift of healthy or gift of healing for anyone who wants to take that brave step. Wow. Thank you so much. That's awesome. A 20-minute nap can enhance alertness and improve cognizance performance without causing sleep inertia.
Can you do me a favor, Tim?
Yeah.
Oksana just joined. Can you just put that slide up we had of
okay.
her birthday party yesterday?
Oh, we got a lot of comments. I don't know if I can keep up with them. They're going good.
We'll just
But
put
I will.
happy birthday, Miss Oksana. Yeah, thanks for she tunes in when we're talking about chocolate balls in my mouth. Great, great impression.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jonas.
You're welcome.
Look at that. Happy birthday.
You guys have a lot of big words here. I mean, people with big names, you know.
Yeah.
And we asked the tough questions like, is that chocolate infused?
Yeah, that, yes.
Yes. Sure?
Yeah,
whatever.
Pretty much.
Whatever you want, Julia.
Yeah, fuse it with bananas if you want to.
You're so confident about it.
I know.
Like, I have no freaking idea.
Well,
No,
you
I'm
know,
just kidding.
what's funny, infused, is that melted? Is that, I mean, it could be, you know, that's what I'm saying. You use these big words here.
It is. It is. But
Is that the comments in there are really crazy? I don't even want to touch some
I'm
of
going
them.
to-
Yeah.
I'm going to the comments right now, but I will tell you that.
Jonas?
Okay, let's go back. Let's go. How much does PD pay you? How much does Patrick Dearborn pay you? I like that.
Who asked that?
That's Lois, of course.
Pays me in love,
Julia, I wish.
gratitude.
Indiana weather, a little bit of that going on. A little cornhole. We got a lot of good conversation. A big ass iguana. That's Lois. I mean, that iguana she had going was like this.
Iguanas are a problem.
They're actually like
they're
dinosaurs.
Dude, there's just one in my kitchen. I'm like, where is this coming from? It changes
your
colors.
kitchen?
No, not in the kitchen. I'll say every
gonna
time I
say,
pull up.
it's not in these chocolate balls,
I
is
think
it?
that's how
You're
we
not
infuse it from the.
Are iguanas vegan? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Iguanas
They eat insects and stuff.
Oh my God! People laughing at least. We got them laughing. We won't block you if you. We will block you if you don't want us to be funny.
Yeah.
What were you guys talking about?
But anyways, I'm sorry.
Chocolate balls in mouth.
Yes.
No, we're talking about your vegan business. Yeah, let's talk about
we don't want to get kicked off of. We got 15 minutes left. We don't get kicked off.
Yeah,
that's
so
good.
Me and Jonas actually go back 20-something years.
at least. Yeah.
Me and Jonas known each other.
Yeah,
and, hung out, been friends, and then reconnected recently about a year ago. And you came on our podcast, Politic and Driver Larry Love. You were just kind of starting your vegan business, and now it's obviously keeps growing and growing. You told me, I don't know if you want to share where you possibly.
Well, there's a few.
You got some big things you're working on.
Absolutely, yeah. No, so a lot of this year, the beginning of the year, I really wanted to get into locations, gyms, yoga studios, Pilates studios,
Torch Hot Yoga. To get in touch with Tony.
Supermarkets, whatever. And then I just, recently, just events after events have started happening. So and in addition to what my primary business is delivering food to people's homes. So it's a meal delivery service. But
and real quick, not to cut you off, Thursday we got the event at Julia's.
That Sound and Healing event.
Yeah, Sound and Healing event, Valentina. Yeah,
definitely.
It's a little house.
So
we can fit the people in there.
Yeah.
If you want to, I don't know. I think it only holds like.
I didn't get invited to that one.
Well, you're wrong. Number one, because like I always say, you're always invited wherever I go. You just choose not to go. But
you have to put a what is it? How they do it? They put a blindfold on you or something.
They do put a blindfold on.
I'm excited. I'm going to go to Joelle. That's some serious traumatic. Patrick, you're putting me through it.
Am I getting some dramatic
chocolate balls and
baby oil in the studio?
Yeah.
Things have gone off the rails.
Out of control. I gotta take care of all this today. All this is gonna be gone. We had a little construction going on in the studio. It's about time we wrap it up.
Julia, if you want to put the link to on how people can purchase tickets, but you want to talk about how you got involved in that because.
Well, it was part of the CAN organization, the Cancer Alliance Network. Great organization. Mm-hmm. But they do a lot of things around town to help raise money for their cause, and so a bunch of beautiful people for sure. Yeah. But that's how it all started.
Yeah, put the link below, Julia, if you can, or the flyer. So Julia wants to talk about vegan balls.
You can order as many as you want if you go to the website.
They come by the dozen, or how do they?
Yeah, they come and we sell them by the eights. But I have people
dark chocolate or white chocolate.
I mean, preferably dark right now. But, it's our hot seller.
You guys got it going good right now. Let's keep it rolling, boys. We got the views are up right now.
That's what people want to hear.
We're in the thousands. Yeah.
You want to talk about what's some of your best-selling items for Jonas Vegan Kitchen? Because in all seriousness, you have a great product, successful, and I've tasted a lot of your dishes. It's really good. I'm not a vegan guy.
Right. And my biggest line is you don't have to be vegan to eat vegan food. So I'm just trying to give people alternatives and try to encourage them to eat more plant-based foods. I'm not trying to say come here and be like you have to be vegan and do it. No, man, just keep doing what you're doing. And what we're trying to provide is just healthy meals for people. So it's not the cure for everything, but it's definitely something that most people I realize nowadays.
Are you a vegan?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When did you become a vegan? Because I know you weren't always.
It's vegan. A little over 10 years now.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. A guy came to me and was like, kept giving me these books and tapes, and I'm like, dude, I'm never gonna become vegan. And really, what really got me was, as I'm getting older now, right? And I figured if things are gonna start happening, they're gonna start happening now. So it was a health reason for the beginning. I didn't have health problems, but I felt like eventually, here it comes. So, but then one of the big things was, I was a trainer, and I like to recover. I like to train. It was all about the inflammation in my body, and that's what really kind of like got me excited about it. And all of a sudden, I'm like, let me try it. I'm one of those guys that once I try something, though, I'm all in. I'm like,
I know you are.
Yes. So
am I, good and bad.
Right. Exactly. So, but and then it turned into a business. People kept saying, I won't make it, but if you made it, I would purchase it. So,
and you made it during started kind of around the toughest time, right?
Yeah,
around COVID.
Yeah, right when the pandemic hit, we were on lockdown. And a matter of fact, right before that, we were talking about doing a restaurant. And then all of a sudden people said, hey, I can't get out of the house, whatever the situation was. And so that's how it all started delivering.
What's on the menu this week? What do you have at Jonas Vegan Kitchen?
Hold on. I'll show you right now. But yeah, I offer 10 different items
every week. Yeah.
It changes.
Very clean website too, app, easy to order from. And you can opt out anytime, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to.
No, you can just always just check it out. You know what I mean? If you put your info in, I'll definitely send you the menu on a weekly basis.
And it's always changing.
Yeah, it changes every week. Cool. Every Friday.
What is the website?
Jonas, Jonas, Vegan Kitchen.
See if I can bring it up.
Yeah. But yeah, the burritos on the menu this week. It's my world famous burrito.
Oh, you got the world famous burrito this week.
I'll probably bring that to the event as well. Another wrap and the protein balls and so a bunch of light stuff.
Protein bites.
But I'll offer like different stews, different pastas, different, and it ranges from anywhere from American food to Indian food to Chinese food, you name it. You know what I mean?
Fusion food,
a lot of
Tex-Mex,
yeah.
What's your number one seller? Is it still the burrito?
The burrito, yeah. I mean, if there was a ranking, I make this. It's on the menu this week as well. Yeah,
it's such a clean website. Let's see can we zoom in? What's on the?
Oh, they got you. Can we go ahead and put you down? They hit no thanks. Yeah, but just for now,
put your social in.
Yeah.
Can you hit no thanks? Yeah.
No thanks, baby. There we go.
Yeah, scroll down a little bit.
What's on the menu this week?
There's the menu right there.
Kitchen.
Got some marinated chickpeas.
I can do a little zoom in.
There we go.
Zoom in. I'm getting this down a little bit.
All right, what do we got, Jonas?
Oh my goodness, yeah, the marinated chickpeas, and it's in the number one spot. But it's between that and the burrito is my biggest sellers right now. But the almond tofu, so I always have some type of tofu dish on there, some type of salad, some type of pasta. There's a lot of children out there, or families that have kids that like, what can I get them to eat? And definitely the pastas are easy to get children to eat. I got a vegan mushroom risotto on there. I got to even have a southern dish, the black-eyed peas with
what are they got to be
collard greens?
What are they got to be black for?
Well, because it's the people that named the bean. I mean, it's probably some
long before us.
Yeah, it was the colonial times. But it's a wide variety. I mean, it's you definitely will find stuff on there for you that sweet and sour.
Great website,
and you can order. You can order as little as like a couple a week to every day, right? You have different packages.
Well, my menu is that right now. If someone went there, I want someone to try it. I have a 4 meal is the lowest I have on there, but you can order as many as 20, 25, 30. Okay, 40, 45,
40, 50. Yeah, 50.
Do I got 60? All right. No, but so.
And you personally deliver, and you deliver as far as to Marco Island.
Yeah, Marco Island, all the way up to Charlotte County. Wow. Matter of fact, I have one today. I might hire a courier. I'm not gonna lie because I'm pretty busy. But a woman ordered from St. James City, and that's
yeah.
So
That's what, hour and a half?
That's up in Lee County, right?
Yeah, well, it's out past Bokeelia.
Yeah, it's like,
It's gonna be a big order.
I think the sheriff flies his helicopter.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was like, I don't want to. I think I'm have Uber deliver it for me. So
when are we going? Where, Sharka?
Yeah, there's a few comments.
It's not a restaurant; it's a delivery service. If that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
But I'll get you one. Do you want the pasta or the mushroom tofu bowl? I'll bring
them both.
I guess Pat. Yeah, he doesn't worry about me too much when I'm going to eat.
Yeah,
you're good. You don't like vegan.
Yeah. No, don't remember. One of my other sayings, if you like.
No, I'm just kidding.
If you like good
every
food.
time he comes in and gives half my food away, some person we never see before. Here, go ahead, take it.
Yeah, Pat will eat it.
Sharka, you can have anything.
You better watch.
I
Pat.
guess not.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just very curious about how Pat does this. It's kind of fun. I'd like to see.
The mushrooms are in there. They're king oyster mushrooms. I don't know if you've ever seen them before, but they're it's massive mushroom, right? And the cool thing about it is you can shred it and almost make it like a meat texture type of thing. So it's very, very versatile. Very, like I said, a lot of people like that, especially if you're transitioning to a plant-based diet, like something that, where's the texture at? You know what I mean? And something that tastes like or makes them think they're eating like meat or something. So that bowl's actually probably the super healthiest and probably the highest protein meals that I have on there as well. So if people are concerned.
You got to try this, Alessandra, Jonas Vegan Kitchen. She loves vegan food, even though she's not a vegan. Like you said, you don't have to be vegan.
Yeah, man. Like I said, people look at me, I always go, you're vegan. I'm like, what am I supposed to look like? But I guess in the past there were these skinny dudes or women, running around with. No, it's not. There's protein in everything. There's, if you like good food and it's convenient, like I said, that's why I'm trying to get into different locations because for like grab and go purposes, like up in Fort Myers, Ada's carries my food, and people just go in there constantly. Matter of fact, the nicest comment I got this weekend was, "I want to meet this Jonas," and she goes, "He's keeping me alive." You know what I mean? I was like, well, I guess that's why I do what I do.
That's pretty damn cool.
That was cool, man.
That's cool. That's real cool.
So
Tim's keeping me alive.
With his protein balls.
I've been cautioned. I've been cautioned. Joelle said
you might have to change
Joelle
the name
says I
of
am
these.
bullying you.
So. No, we don't.
Don't mess with Haley's protein. Don't mess with that location.
Number one seller.
Yeah.
Those are good, huh?
Oh, they're awesome. All of it's good.
Save the last one for you.
No, that's good. You go ahead and take it. Give it to Sharka. Sharka from me. It'd be nice, Sharka, if you just let me give away something one time to you, or Alessandra likes it too. So, whichever one you guys want, you got it. Patrick, is it all right?
You're sure?
No, he's looking at it like, I'm going to probably,
No,
they
Patrick,
disappeared. Where'd they go?
I ate one of his donuts the other day. Or cookie or something like that. Never heard the end of it. I mean, it was like crazy.
I love how stories always. There was a whole bag of the cookies, and they were gone.
And there was still some left when you had the chance.
They were gone.
Many times, it just goes out the door. But I understand.
I did.
If I'm a single eligible, if I'm a single bachelor, I'm taking all the food you can get too. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I gave away the Kava bars because I didn't think either one of us wanted or whatever they were in there. But whatever.
It'll make you feel good, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Yo, no,
I don't put that stuff in my body. Some people do it.
Or
they were like Kratom bars or something.
I love Robert. Robert's always, let's go.
No matter what.
Robert,
where are we going, Robert?
You got such a positive attitude. Let's go.
Got to get Robert that shirt.
I know.
He's crushing me over that shirt the other day.
Told him I've got him. I think he told me the size. I think I asked him for the address, and we'll definitely. Alessandra, I will. Whatever. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Tim. I'll come see you on Wednesday. Yeah. That's good.
Come in the studio on Wednesday with Mikey.
Good. Excellent.
For the live.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
We will be here.
You want to go through a couple slides? Because Jonas has a fun sense of humor like myself. So
Jonas,
you want to go through some news stories?
Let's hear it. Yeah. Like I'm so not for news.
No, they're just random. We don't talk tariffs. Okay. We talk.
I was curious what was going on.
We'll talk like off the wall stuff. So
let's talk a little bit about
a serious show.
Let's just talk about
strawberry.
I'll get Lois's comments off. That's me. Lois.
Strawberry rhubarb pie day. You like strawberry rhubarb pie?
I haven't had a rhubarb strawberry pie.
You don't find
what is a rhubarb? Is a vegetable, right?
Rhubarb's like a celery that's kind of like tart and sweet.
Yeah, so it balances the sweetness of the
I've
fruit.
seen it. I've never
so
used
good.
it before. Yeah.
So good. Just so you know, this is very important. This is national
Yeah. Or can you
Strawberry
find
rhubarb
one?
pie.
Yeah. You can't. I don't think you can find one.
Can
in
anybody
Naples.
tell us
What's
in the comments?
Probably like National Cat Food Day or something. You got some
Ball
random
Day.
ones.
Exactly.
Yeah. Chocolate
That's
ball.
the unofficial, official.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vegan Ball Day. That's it. Yeah.
Chocolate infused.
Yeah. Haley's protein.
Yeah.
But then again, so there are days for this type of stuff, but yeah, so it's always kind of interesting.
Yeah.
What else we got here?
We'll skip over that one.
Yeah, this is.
Is that Patrick in there?
I was not in the Naples.
You got that pink skirt.
You ain't got me on camera.
Yeah.
This one's interesting. They picked 3 top ice cream places. I think in Naples or Southwest Florida on there. I know you're a Lee County guy.
Mm-hmm.
You enjoy vegan ice cream?
I do. The crazy thing, I'm a spontaneous eater, right?
Do you just eat vegan ice cream?
I would, every now and then I would fall into the vegetarian category.
Right,
you know what I mean? Where they, you can still eat dairy and eggs in that group. You know what I mean? But
who's got good healthy ice cream or what brand?
Well, there's a brand called So Delicious, but I mean, I can make my own. You know what I mean? It's pretty simple to make.
Really?
Ice cream really is. You know what I mean?
Just make some ice cream and bring it to the
That's
event on Thursday.
Well, that's what I'm gonna do.
Are you
I'll put outside. No, I don't know.
No, I'm just saying. Sell it by the scoops.
Exactly. You better hurry up.
$5, yeah.
Well, while they're laying there with their blindfolds on, I'm gonna scoop. Yeah. Shh, relax.
Are you gonna participate in the?
I would love to.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
I've
really
been
neat.
talking to the young lady.
Valentina, yeah.
And
it's a great experience. Yeah.
Yeah. So. That was part of the deal. I was like, I'll
bring some vegan food. You
but
throw
I
in
need to participate.
Throw in a 2-hour session.
Exactly.
And trade to be determined later. Big Lots reopening, and actually in Fort Myers. I don't know if you're a Big Lots guy. I know some people that
is it still behind the Hooters, or where was that at before?
I don't know. I know in Naples it was on the East Trail by the China
Trail,
Buffet.
yeah, China Buffet. Yeah, that's over there, and then we go.
Any Big Lots fans? This is an interesting one. The Trump, this thing. Have you followed this thing with?
Well, that's
Trump?
what I was about to ask.
Yeah.
I literally was just going to ask that. I was like,
so we don't really talk much politics on the show, believe it or not. But this is a very fascinating story. I mean, I think me and Tim both agree that you could see this coming a mile away. You have 2 big
egos.
Yeah.
No, these guys are type A.
Yeah.
Ego, control, power.
Yeah.
But it's really getting uglier by the minute.
It is. Well, the question was what I asked a friend of mine actually this morning. I was like, what actually happened?
I think it's over that bill, right?
Yeah, from my understanding, is in the big beautiful bill, there's some things that Elon didn't. And Elon, I think, is the type of guy with there is absolutely no gray.
Yeah.
So it's black or white.
Yeah.
I think Elon is obviously genius, mind.
Yes.
Outside this scope.
Yeah.
He does some things to get him there.
Yeah.
So we all know that. And I think these two guys, neither one is going to ever say, okay, I better just be cool on this, or I better just, give him a call, make sure things are good.
Yeah.
Neither one's going to cave in like that. So the problem is you got 2 guys that could potentially really push things, propel things.
Yeah.
Now they're at odds, so it doesn't help. And it's really screwing up my stock right now. So you guys need to get this shit together.
So figure it out.
Yeah. Tesla's going to be Tesla. Tesla's going to be fine.
Yeah.
I'm doubling down.
SpaceX.
Yeah.
I wonder if Elon will back a Democrat candidate going, if it'll really turn that ugly.
I don't know. I heard this morning, yesterday he tweeted a lot of stuff about JD Vance, good stuff. And
him and Vance are
so
JD Vance is kind is
peacemaker.
He's like that child kind of stuck between 2 fighting parents.
Yeah.
Like, he's obviously with both.
Yeah, he is.
Friends with both of them. And
a lot of craziness going on. But I think it's going to get better. I think it'll work. The thing is,
you think they'll mend fences?
The thing is,
you think they'll?
I think they'll just probably agree to disagree. But even though I think for both of them, that's extremely hard.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Too much ego there.
But a lot of ego.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Well,
I mean, not a lot. It's like, those guys are definitely.
What's the name in the bill again? The Big Beautiful Bill.
Big Beautiful Bill.
You can't make this shit up.
When he was saying, I was like, is that what he's calling it?
Yeah, Big Beautiful Bill.
It's the most beautiful bill.
It's a beautiful bill. Yeah. We love it. It's a big, beautiful bill. Hey, thank you so much for coming on. Time goes by fast with you.
It does, man.
I love it. We got to have you come on a lot more.
Please.
Get the word out.
Please.
Thank you so much to everybody. Joelle, awesome. Hugo,
big
wonderful.
beautiful chocolate balls.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful chocolate balls.
There was a bunch in there until the big beautiful ball eater.
Can you bring those Thursday?
Yeah, absolutely. They will be part of that. Absolutely.
We got Dave, Adriana taking us out. Relentless Hope. See you guys on Wednesday. Big week ahead. Let's go. We are